DC. That was a new track from Dre of the East. Shout out to the 252 on that one. Let us know what you think. That's that forever thing. And congratulations to Dre on the East. He got a birthday coming up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. He got a birthday coming up and a baby on the way. Make sure y'all send birthday gifts his way. That's right. You can follow him at Dre of the East on all platforms. Give it up for that man. But how y'all doing, 93.5? I'm so excited on this Thursday. I am blessed in the studio. We got some AC on tonight. Shout out to Steve. He manifested the air. We got some in the studio for y'all tonight. I have a wonderful guest on air with me. He goes by the name of No Sleep Shawtay.
Know what it is.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey,
doing great.
It's
a pleasure to be here.
Hey, all the way from Laurinburg, but a Washington D.C. native, correct?
Correct.
Hey,
I was raised in Laurinburg, North Carolina.
Okay.
1989, if y'all want to know, 80s baby, last of the dying breed. But my family moved down here. I think I was about 2 to North Carolina, so I was raised down here.
You was raised down here.
Yeah.
Now, for
country
those
boy.
hey, hold on, country or city boy? Which one is it?
I mean, I guess I'm city country.
City.
I guess I'm a little bit of
That's
city
a whole
country.
little twang, huh?
You know what I mean?
But listen, for those that don't know and who they're just discovering your music, who is No Sleep Shawtay? Just a little tidbit. Who is that?
Well, I got the name because I was traveling with a certain job I was working with and working long hours, and one of my coworkers was like, "Man, you don't sleep, man. No sleep, Shawtay." And I was like, "Oh, I like that." So I just kind of stuck with it, and I'm just somebody that go hard. I rarely get tired, and I go for what I want. I'm real determined, genuine, transparent. Don't have too much to hide or anything like that. And I'm just out here trying to get it, y'all know.
Now, you were born in D.C., but you represent Laurinburg, and I do mean he represents it, y'all. Every time I see him at a show, Laurinburg in this, I can't say it on air, but that's
Most definitely.
That's the energy he's bringing. Now, do you think that both places, how have they influenced your sound?
Well, I never got into the go-go thing because that's big in D.C.
Big in D.C.
So I never really picked up that influence at all.
Wait, so you don't like the boom?
I didn't. Hey,
y'all didn't know I had it in me, huh?
It's just not something I got into. But I mean, I appreciate all forms of art and music and all that. But really, when I seen Peter Pablo go crazy years ago, I was like, okay, so we could do this. You know what I mean? Because we ain't really had nobody coming out of North Carolina, like as far as on the rap, tip or whatever. We had Casey and JoJo, I think they from Greensboro, High Point or something like that. It's mostly singers like Fantasia, stuff like that. But not really too many rappers around that time, except for, who we knew locally. You know what I mean? But
and would you say some of those artists inspired your sound growing up?
Not really, man. I like the Atlanta thing and the Memphis thing, to be honest with you. I mean, I love North Carolina, but as far as like me really wanting to go and pursue, because I used to make beats. I thought I wanted to be a producer.
Right, and you started that at age 12, correct?
Yeah, just kind of putting stuff together or whatever. And then when I graduated high school, downloaded Fruity Loops, like everybody do, and just, put my foot to it. They were pretty good, but I felt like they was a little bit before their time because no one could get on them. They didn't really know how to approach or deliver on the beat. So I was like, well, I just started rapping myself. And that was since about...
And what?
Maybe
so
2012.
What? Hold on, back it up for me.
Right.
Back it up.
Right.
Back it up. So, what first sparked your interest in making music? Because I know you've been producing since 12.
Okay.
And fast forward, we're in full on rap. We got that Memphis, Atlanta sound. So where did it start though? Take us to the water, baby.
All right. Well, I always had a passion for the music. My uncle, which I look up to, like, he's him to me. We around the same age. My mom had me pretty young, so we grew up like brothers. Okay. And he was in the band in school throughout middle school and high school, so I watched that. And I kind of got he was on the drum line, so he would bring his drums home and practice and stuff like that, and it intrigued me. I was interested in that, and I wanted him to teach me things and stuff like that, and I wanted to be in the band when I went to 6th grade. So it kind of started off with that. So I'm like music theory, and things like that, history of music and stuff, that kind of fueled me. But I know I didn't want to be you know, in marching bands like
Okay.
forever, but I wanted to stay connected to music.
But that production side, that's where that piece was birthed.
Yes,
that band,
yes.
the sound. And I know a lot of Southern rappers say that, like either the church or
Right, the church or the band. Yep, the church or the band. Yep. So I was a band geek.
Okay.
Yeah. Enjoyed those years. Like those 4 years were better than any time I've been to college.
Wow. You went to college?
Well, I mean, I'm pursuing my degree now. I'm finishing off business administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship 4.0 straight.
Hey, pop it.
I'm about to start my sophomore year in July.
Okay.
You know, things happen when I was supposed to be doing it, or when they say you're supposed to do it. I ain't really take it serious, but you know, it's never too late for anything, you know.
And then now we're gonna get into that because I know you are a guy that's overcome a lot, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of things, you know, I know you tapped on it a little bit. A lot of things have sort of molded you into this person that we're seeing now. But what artists, before we get into the challenges, what artists or producers would you say inspired you to go from the band geek to the artist?
So number one, Zaytoven.
Okay. Wow.
Out the gate when he came out with Gucci and that, because we wasn't ready for that sound. You know, I don't think anybody was, and it was kind of weird to a lot of people. But I seen the vision where Zaytoven was going with it. Big influence. I just love those hard 808s he put in there and those tight hi-hats. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing to me. So I kind of modeled my beats after that style when I really first started getting serious with it. As far as artists, I won't lie, the first rapper that wanted me to that influenced me to want to rap was Busta Rhymes. I just like his animation. I liked his wordplay. Seemed like he had fun with it. And you know, that moved on to, you know, of course, like Mobb Deep. A little bit of the Dipset. Well, matter of fact, you couldn't tell me I want the fifth member of Dipset when I was in high school. You couldn't tell me I want the
that
fifth
was you.
member.
That's your tribe.
You know what I mean? And then it got so when like Young Jock and, you know, all the snap music started coming out and things like that, I was like, well, we could really do this down here. You know, we already had Outkast, Goody Mob, and I appreciated that sound too. But it was like when the snap music came out and Soulja Boy and then you know, that Get Silly vibe and all of that came out. All of that was a big influence to me in high school, that whole era. But if I could just pinpoint a couple artists, definitely Future. Definitely. Okay. Number one on my list. Pee Wee Longway, free him. Definitely.
Right. Oh, love me some Pee Wee.
Yes.
Definitely.
And
that
currently,
Blue M&M?
Oh, all of them. All four of them. He got the new We Own It EP out. I think he just did the album or whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely bumping that. It's on the playlist. But right now, the biggest influence to me, as far as business all the way around, like after music or whatever, Sauce Walker. Like he's really doing his thing now. So
definitely, that's
definitely those three been a big influence.
So a lot of trap influence there, sir. We're gonna get into it, but
I mean the ghetto gospel come with Sauce Walker. You know what I'm saying? They speak a little, you know, on condition. You know.
Okay. We're gonna stop there. We're gonna take a quick break. Y'all heard it here first. I'm live on air with No Sleep. Shawtay. Don't mess up the tay. Okay. Right here on 93.5. Keeping it real with Yona. Stay tuned. We right back after this break. Coming up, we got a new single. That's right. Paper Planes and Coffee by my girl, South Carolina artist Cardi X Angel. Let us know what you think right here on WRLYLP Raleigh 919-899-9305. The Oak 93.5 FM. That was that Cardi X Angel all the way out of Florence, South Carolina. Give it up for that girl. You can catch her live in Raleigh again at Terminal 8 Bar and Lounge, June 26th. That's right. Me, your girl. We have an Uno in spades. That's right. We got a $2 raffle for $100. I got paper coming in. I got King Gino on the stage. That lovely beauty right there, Cardi X Angel. I got Dre of the East coming from the 252. You do not want to miss this event. It's for the grown, sexy, ready to come out, chill, have a good time. We got food catered by Joy Love kitchen. That's right, honey. The bar is always open. And of course, me, I'm hosting. Make sure y'all come out to Terminal 8 Bar and Lounge, June 26th, Uno and Spades. That's right. We're going to turn it up for the city in the summertime on a Friday. Come out, have a good time. But let's bring it back to the studio. Yo, No Sleep. What's going on, my guy?
What's up with you, Yana?
Ooh, that power. So listen, we were just talking about some of your inspiration. You know, who inspires you? We got Zaytoven. You know, we got Pee Wee. I love that you said Pee Wee.
Yeah,
I know we friends because
Free the
y'all
blue
know I'm a little
M&M.
ratchet, y'all. I love me some Pee Wee long way. Shout out to Ike and them boys out of South Carolina.
For real.
It is a group thing, honey. So I love that you said that. But look, we were also talking about some of your challenges. You know, I've met you before. I've kind of heard the story, you know, but I would love for you to tell the listeners, you know, can you share some of those challenges that shaped you to be who you are? Because we're still trying to figure out who is No Sleep Shawtay.
Well, honestly, there's been a lot just throughout my whole life. A lot of which I never had to go through. But
Right.
you know, you just get hard headed. You think things are gonna be how they're gonna be forever. You make mistakes, things like that. But I feel like the first mistake that I feel like I think I made the wrong turn as far as shaping my life. I was 7th grade. I was always in like, I was placed in like, you know, kind of the gifted classes or whatever, or the celebrated classes. When I got to 7th grade, I just felt like I didn't relate to those other people. You know what I mean?
When you say those other people, what are you saying?
I'm be straight up. I was probably the only maybe 1 or 2 black kids in the class.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and you know, my friends were in the other class. It was like a team teaching type thing. So we switched, you know, halfway through the day. But all my friends were over here. I mean, I knew some of these people or whatever, but it's just I couldn't relate, and I was getting in a lot of trouble. Like
Okay.
a lot of trouble, just kind of acting out, not wanting to be there. So I asked my teacher, I'm like, hey, put me over there with my friends. They was like, well, you got so much potential, this, that, and the third. So I begged them. But making that decision and making them put me, because now they don't quite understand why I'm kind of excelling a little bit. You know, I always got, like, Keith, you think you know everything, and you're always using big words, you know, stuff like that. So it was like,
So are you saying you feel misplaced as an artist kind of now? In your own
just a
way?
little bit, you know, with a lot, because I think I kind of came out of nowhere, but people that know me know I always rap and I always like music. And the reception, whenever I let somebody hear something or anything like that, they were like, hey, where you record that at? Or how you record that? You know, on my phone or whatever. It sound like it. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, just kind of feeling like the black sheep with the family too a lot. I won't lie about that. Getting in trouble, making bad decisions. And I'll be honest, I'll go ahead and tell you something. All the way up until like from 3rd to 8th grade, I never was there on the last couple of days of school. I was always getting suspended. Like, of course, I take the end of the grade test and stuff like that, but I would always get into something, never finish out a year.
Why is that?
Rebellious, not caring, being a class clown, or fighting maybe.
So you were making these decisions.
Yes.
Okay.
And knowing consequences and stuff like that. For a long time, I thought it was something wrong with me, to be honest with you. But I came from a loving family. Everybody's like accolade down, like your achievements all the way. And I kind of wanted to live up to that a little bit, but I knew I had my own mind and everything, and on decision making that I needed to make for myself. And it kind of just led me around, maybe not some of the most savory people, but I learned a lot from those people. I learned how to move in different spaces if I was by myself, and it's been very, it's been a learning experience the whole way.
Well, you know, they say what don't break you make you stronger.
And I definitely wouldn't trade the mindset or anything I've been through to get to where I'm at mentally now. You know, a few arrests here and there. My biggest stint was 2 years ago from a couple weekends ago, 2021, 3 years in Department of Corrections in Georgia.
Ooh, one of the worst states. To be
one of the
correction.
worst systems. So kids don't just. I mean, I listen. I didn't want to listen either. And every young person that I come across and talk to, I didn't want to hear anything somebody was telling me to you either. But you got to take a little bit of it, because if it hadn't been for people telling me it would have probably been worse, and I probably would have been in and out my whole life. But it resonates at the right time, long as somebody keep putting it in front of me and keep putting it in their ear. But I won't trade that experience either, because it taught me a whole lot how to just have respect, and it taught me a lot how to have respect for myself and care myself, because everybody's stripped down at the same level when you behind the walls. You can't hide behind no cars, no money, nothing that you got. Everybody on the same level, because you can only put so much on your books at a time. You can have rats out on the street, but you can only put, some camps, they let you put like 60, some maybe 150. You know, I ain't never been to the Fed, so I don't know how that is, but you know, you can only do so much, and then you still need to depend on somebody to do that. So even then, you gotta know that you always gonna need somebody, and don't burn bridges. And I did a lot of that with getting in trouble, because you not only hurt yourself and set yourself back, but you set the people that care about you and help you through, trying to pick you up. You know what I'm saying? So
now we've gone to jail. That was 2 years ago. 3 years ago. Sorry, we've gone to jail. We coming out. You know, we got this track that you made. It's called Doe Swingin'. Tell me more about Doe Swingin'. What was the motivation behind it? How did we get there with this track?
Well, of course, I've always worked though, but I always still did, you know, what I did on the side. You know, and it's about the condition, you know, moving a little something here and there, you know what I'm saying? And I picked it up and put it down as I saw fit, you know, just moving around in the streets and everything. I never did nothing in my hometown like major for people to know me from that, but it's a few select people that know how I was moving like that. And it kind of tells a story about how I used to live and what I was used to doing, you know, away from home and things like that. And that's just where the inspiration come from, just and wanting to be able to tell a little story. And that's what when I started working on my project and everything, it's gonna tell a story from beginning to end. So pretty much when I was on, you know, just some street stuff, you know what I mean, trying to be the biggest out there, you know what I mean, you know, which led to unfortunate circumstance, you know, me getting locked up and things like that. But I had made my mind up that I was gonna take my music serious when I came out, because it never left me. I still had this want to do it, and I was like, well, now I done built up a lot of context to tell a story, to have something to say. Because I've tried, you know, performing before, getting together and really doing, you know, putting music out and stuff, but I really didn't have nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
So let's go into this track. So we got Doe Swingin'.
Right.
And this is, like you said, you were doing your thing.
Right.
We ain't gonna say too much now.
Right.
But you were doing your thing. So this.
But I mean, it's all public record now. Like, I done did the time. Like, you know.
But this song is fresh. It's real.
Yeah.
It's live. It tells the story of what you were doing at that moment. Let's hear the track. This is Doe Swingin' by No Sleep Shawtay. Everybody, let us know what you think.
Heard that.
Ooh, Doe Swingin', No Sleep Shawtay.
Yeah, you already know.
That production is crazy. Who's your producer on that track?
My man Merlin Beats. You can find him just like that on IG, YouTube as well. Yeah, he young guy. He really doing his thing, and you see how that Zaytoven influence, like, you know what I mean. But he got kind of like a twist to it to make it still bounce and still be, you know, had that kind of new feel to it. You know what I mean. So I'm really rocking with him. So
now you have a new single. Your latest single is called "Got It in Tune." What's the story behind that record, and who produced it?
I think to be honest with you, that was like a free beat I got off of YouTube, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I have been corresponding with the producer. He out in Texas. So we just trying to keep that kind of going, because he likes the record and all of that. So I'll probably be working with him some more too, because that song actually was gonna be like the first one I did, but I just didn't think that people was gonna catch on to it and kind of like it. But when I was at the showcase, you know, with 357 and Doghouse, I seen the reception when I did that, and people coming up to me telling me they like the flow, you know, and the beat is like hypnotizing. Like, I love it. And speaking of 357, you can welcome me to the family. So I just kind of finalized that today, you know. So if anybody need to talk to me, now, you can hit up 357 Management. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can get it going.
A little birdie did call call me and tell me you are now a part of the 357 squad. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
It's up. He on the team now.
You know what I mean? It's all the way up now.
I
I'm
love
excited.
it.
I'm very excited for that
I love
vision.
that. Now, as an independent artist, so we just signed the management for artist development, I believe.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. As an independent artist, what are some of the biggest challenges you face?
Money.
Music.
Money, brother, broke. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't really got no.
Hold on, we don't never claim broke.
I mean, listen, I look at life for what it is, not for what I would like it to be. But I speak life into my future.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But I'm still not, blind to what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very challenging, because we putting, the independent underground artists putting all their resource in it. But that is something that I'm pushing for people to come together, because we all can't do everything by ourselves, but we don't have to. So I'm just working on now building relationships, rubbing elbows, being in the right place with the right people instead of looking at, the outside of what it could be. Because it could be 1,000 people at whatever event, like a showcase or any kind of mix or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But is there anybody in there that can help me move further? And that's how I'm picking and choosing now. I kind of learned my lesson from that. Going through, I guess, the Chitlin circuit of underground here in North Carolina.
Yeah,
I ventured out, took a chance. I went to Miami, and I barely was able to do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That took a whole lot out of me. But I left with something, didn't place, but I got an opportunity. I'll be dropping that. We're re-releasing that in kind of a different way that got it in tune through Rock Nation. So I got an opportunity to do that.
Wow.
So I ain't made a check, Lauren Bird, but we gonna get there if that single do well. So
when it does well, for sure.
Right.
And what made you want to sign with 357 Management?
I just like the vision. The whole, using your relationships to kind of gain leverage and open, because leverage and building relationships and networking, sometimes that's worth more than money. Because you got things in the pocket. You know what I mean? You got people you can reach out to. You got resources that you can pull together. Because like I said, we all can't do it all ourselves, but we can definitely not have to, because I know somebody that knows somebody and they throwing me a bone. I can do something, I make something happen they can't do. And we trade resources and tools. And, it's kind of build a foundation. And I don't necessarily mean go into business with somebody else or nothing like that, but support definitely is good to have when you're trying to elevate, especially with this music and this underground thing, because I'm gonna show people how to do it without the bag, and I think I'm doing a very good job of moving around and putting this thing together. Because sometimes, man, it take a lot for people to get up here on the radio. You know what I mean? Years. And I was blessed with the opportunity. You seen something out of me, and I talk about you all the time. You don't understand.
As you should.
I give you I give you so much credit all the time that you don't even understand. For kind of giving me, you gave me a little confidence too. The way you embraced me on that night of the talent show, that was very cool. You know what I mean? Being I'm from out of town.
Before you go in, people don't know. So he dropping nuggets here on my show, and I got a phone call that had to let me know somebody about it. People don't know I am a member of 357 Management.
Oh, really?
So that night you seen me was actually my first night popping out. I've been with 357 for 3 years, but I've always been in the back because she is the business of 357. I just recently, Trey 5 is going to kill me. I just recently became a full-on manager. He pulled me out. He said, "Yo, I need you to the front." So that night was actually my first night pulling out, letting people know, hey, I've been here, but I'm up front. So you were actually the first client that I brought on as a full-on manager. So
well,
yes, God. You guys, she does managing too, but I don't really pop the management. That's why somebody had to call me. So I'm very excited for you. But most definitely, it's about the work. You feel me? Like,
right.
It's about the work. And one thing I noticed about you when you come on stage, even before stage, y'all, it was his focus that got me. Can we talk about it? He was rehearsing in the corner, and mind you, we were at a bar. It was a regular showcase.
Yeah, I had to get in my lose yourself Eminem mode.
And it was the fact that you were performing, and I met you before at another showcase.
Right, you didn't get a chance to see me though.
Right, so I didn't even know him like that, but I was like, look, he came here, he saw my flyer, like I'm gonna go make sure he's good. But what really took the judges out And mind you, I was sitting up there with them. People don't know I was
Because I really
want to
know. I do want to know that.
What took the judges out was your demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
It was the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like one of the only artists that had show tracks. And if you guys are in the industry, y'all do shows, because I do events myself, what we're seeing less of is these artists coming prepared with their music. Right. A lot of people rap or sing, but they don't know their music.
Man, I've seen that so much, and I feel like I got snubbed at a few little showcases because
they rapping over tracks.
They rapping over the tracks, and then they forgetting their words, and then they not projecting, at all, and then just mostly like moving around, jumping around, and like, you gotta. I want you to lock in on me, and I feel like I grabbed the crowd that night with both of those songs and the way I performed them.
So, what advice would you give other independent artists? Because you're right, you're doing the right steps. You're like, hey, I'm gonna get on the artist development. I'm in the management team, and I love what you said about collaboration.
Yes.
What would you say to other independent artists doing it? Because let's be real, it's like one of the most expensive games out there.
You got to. First of all, you ain't gonna do it wherever you from. If you seeing the same people all the time, you got to venture out, because you never know who in Oklahoma or Nebraska or wherever you decide to venture out to that's gonna like your stuff and give you an opportunity. Because it only take one song, it only take one person seeing you in the right ear. So it's not gonna happen if you just stay local and you comfortable in that. You know what I'm saying? You content with that. You just having like your little hood fame or whatever the case, or whatever you want to call it, with the people that know you. And then stop making music for your homeboys and homegirls. You gotta, they gonna like it, that's cool. But you need to think about your audience, and you want the world to like your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You want it to go farther than your neighborhood or your city.
Sure.
So you need to start studying what's going on, what kind of music is getting played, and you need to kind of refocus, and that makes you more versatile. You know what I mean? You can get on anything. And like me, I don't just do, just talk about the hood or trap stuff. I got a couple, for the ladies, and just something to kind of just turn up the environment. I got a lot of that too. But you still want to make things that are not just gonna be so anecdotal to what you around and who you around. You want to appeal to the masses, because that's the goal. That's the end goal. You want to be the number one, whatever, wherever, everywhere. So go outside your comfort zone for sure, and travel. Get your face up here. Get your face over there. That's the only way you're gonna do it. And you got to move around, because people think the industry is like real big or whatever, but it's like you got a whole lot of just factions and cliques, and then you got to try to, I wouldn't say, kiss nobody's tail and that, but you got to kind of appeal to, a certain demographic of people to kind of, and it's about support. If you're not supporting, I'm going to break it down. If you can't help nobody else do nothing, then you whatever you got going on ain't going to work. They not going to want to work with you or anything like that. So if you can't offer something to them and how they can benefit from working with you, it's dead anyway.
Y'all heard it. That's right. We got No Sleep Shawtay right here at the Oak 93.5 FM. And guess what, y'all? Keeping It Real with Yona is now tuning live globally. That's right. Carolina Heat Radio is streaming Keeping It Real with Yona. Y'all can catch this episode on Apple Music and Spotify every other Thursday. Shout out to DJ Troy with Fleet DJs for taking us on. And we'll be back, everybody. No Sleep Shawtay live in studio right here on Keeping It Real with Yona, the Oak 93.5 FM.
No
Sleep Shawtay, everybody.
Yo, LBG, stand up.
And that one is called Lil Shh. Y'all know I can't cuss on air. Don't play with me. Don't play with me in here. Listen, one of your quotes in 11 is your current situation doesn't have to determine your final destination.
Correct.
What inspired that mindset?
Just I've overcome a lot. You know what I mean? Even if I didn't listen to myself at the time and did better after coming out of something, mm-hmm. I had to kind of realize that it will get better no matter what you're going through, as long as you kind of stay focused. But for it to last, you got to kind of reflect on the past and project into the future in a positive way, and just kind of learn from your mistakes. And that could put you in. Some people just gonna see you how they saw you, and, mm-hmm. and that's it. They ain't gonna give you no room to grow. But as long as you keep the self-satisfaction that you are elevating, that you are growing. You know, that's all you really need. And then your relationship with your God, you know, who.
And what does success look like for you beyond music?
A quality of life, being happy about what I do every day and how I provide every day, and being in good health. You know, because I mean, I can go all the way to the top after this interview overnight, right? Mm-hmm. But if I ain't got nobody to share it with, or if I ain't got anybody like close to me, you know, that I can, you know, share the fruits with, it really won't mean a whole lot to me, to be honest. I want to be able to share in all victories with those people that been there and was rooting me on, and, you know, just been supporting me through all the roughs. You know, to me, this is, if this go as far as I know it's gonna go, I want to be able to let everybody know what you did for me wasn't in vain. You know what I mean?
For sure.
At any given time, no matter who you are.
Oh, it's definitely finna blow, baby.
You know.
It's not when. It's definitely finna blow. We're not even going to put that out in the atmosphere. But what I want to get to, we're about to end this interview. What's next for No Sleep Shawtay? I know you just signed to the management. I know we just got with Rock Nation, that distro deal.
Right.
But what's really next? What's popping? When is the album coming out?
Well, we chilling out on an album right now. Okay. I just feel like don't nobody know me yet, so I'm gonna just feed y'all singles, hot singles, until y'all feel like y'all know me. So that'll be just to be announced. Right now, I'm just gonna, you know, just keep working on that, and keep pushing that, and keep streaming that, Doe Swinging, and Got It in Tune on all platforms.
Where can they catch that? Where can they catch your music?
Oh, on all platforms.
Okay.
All platforms. No Sleep Shawtay. And been working with my man Marcus the GOAT. He in here with me today.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
What up?
Let him know what's going on with you.
It's your boy Marcus the GOAT. I'm with my dog No Sleep Shorty.
You know what I'm saying?
He a real one right now. Put me on for me with you know, just sitting here, watch my boy. He going live and he going crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about love and just networking, and kind of try to, you know, slide your people in there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no reason, you know.
Speaking of people, y'all got a song coming out. Look, I need the
we definitely working on something, and it's going hard right now. I played some snippets online. If you go to my page, they liking it. So
what's the name of it? Look, I want all the tea.
Well, it's gonna be called Candy Lady. Candy Lady.
Tell me more. Okay, not too much. You're not gonna tell me too much. Okay. We gonna tap in with No Sleep Shawtay. Y'all don't forget the Tay, honey. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with him on all platforms. What's that Instagram so they can catch?
That's gonna be No Sleep Shawtay. So Shawtay is spelled SHAWTAY.
Hello.
_910. So No Sleep Shawtay _910.
And look, this is Keeping It Real with Yona. We all about authenticity. So before we leave, I just want to know, when the cameras are off and the music stops and it's just you, who is Keith Jackson?
Oh,
and what
man.
legacy do you want to leave?
A legacy of like just being genuine. Being somebody, you know, you can kind of let it out with. You know, I like to give what I like to receive. Other than that, just a regular guy that understand. I've never felt like I was just untouchable or anything like that. And I just want to relate. You know, I pride myself on communication and being able to relate with anybody, any circles. So just somebody that's just, you know, understanding, caring, you know, and gonna go for you if you going for me, pretty much.
I love that. I appreciate you so much for coming in.
No, I appreciate you.
And shout out to you over there, Marcus the GOAT. Yeah. Where can they follow you at, big dog?
You can follow me on all platforms, _Marcus the GOAT. New single coming out, Smooth Operator. Feel me? Check me out. Me and my boy No Sleep Shorty gonna go crazy. I'm telling you. Candyland, that's fire. We're gonna do that tomorrow.
He a little nervous. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's Candy Lady. We're gonna get that together. Yeah.
To look like Mr. Cool over there.
We're gonna get that together.
Turn them glasses off inside, boy. Let him see your eyes. Let him see your eyes. Not just playing. I appreciate both of you for coming out all the way from Laurinburg, right here on Keeping It Real with Yona. And y'all make sure that y'all are at Terminal 8, June 26th. That's right. I got DJ Remedy in the building. Got Unos and Spades. We got South Carolina artist Black Hero Goddess, honey, with the whoo. We got Cardiac's Angel, Dre of the East, King Gino, and Paper coming through to shut it down. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets on Eventbrite. That's right, Uno and Spades. Y'all don't want to miss it. Thank you so much, No Sleep Shawtay, for coming on. I'll be right back here next Thursday, okay, with a special guest. Cradle will be here in studio live, 9 p.m. every Thursday. Much love. Y'all be safe out there. I'll see you next week.
Heard up. I see you, Jim Dog. I see you.